You know, recently I just can't seem to sleep very well. I don't know if it's stress or whatever, but I'm just not getting enough sleep. All right. And especially today. All right. Today, I really couldn't sleep well at all. Like my head is spinning right now. And I'm like, man, is this only happening to me? Like, is this something in the air? What's happening with me? Like, what's going on? And then I log into Twitter and YouTube. And I'm like, okay, I guess this is not happening to just me. I know who else is suffering from this. It's Kuro Games, especially because you haven't been keeping up with what's happening in the internet, in the gacha space to be specific. Well, Rebecca and the Lucy gameplay have been leaked. Now, as we all know, Kuro Games does official leaks where they have, what's his name? Jeff Keighley, for example, big brands, big names in the gaming sphere. Let's just say showcase the trailer of upcoming hype units. All right, that was something that's very big that Kuro has done that I feel like was very welcomed by the community. Now, obviously, they can't necessarily do this now because I think that why Kuro is between a rock and a hard place is why they can't hype up Rebecca and Lucy more, the Cyberpunk collab even more, is because we have Denia, and hyping up those characters even more will get in the way of sales for Denia. So like they want to hype you up for the next patch, but not enough where it's going to take away from your excitement for the next character that's coming within the patch, which is very understandable. If we were them, we'd probably be doing the exact same thing. There's just smart business. Now, the problem is though, is leakers have done their leaker stuff. Now, I don't know if Rebecca and Lucy was in the open beta for, you know, the people that have access to the beta test, the upcoming characters. You know, how we usually get leaks, all right? Because, like, I'm already hearing talks of leaks of future characters and stuff. I'm like, wow, I guess that's happening. Well, I guess now I know. Damn. I would be surprised if those people have access to Lucy and Rebecca. And the reason why I would be surprised is because of how tight-knit they kept this, the collab content on the wraps, all right? I feel like they've done a good job up until now. But that was up until now because the leaks are out. You can find the gameplay if you look for it, I'm pretty sure. It's everywhere on Twitter, personally. Like, when I log into Twitter, that's all I pretty much see. And it's sad, really. It's sad, but the reality is, in my opinion, let's just not make that much of a big deal out of it because leaks are going to happen regardless. All right, this is the nature of the internet. If people can breach a certain level of, let's just say, security and get information that they can share online, they'll probably do that because the incentive is obvious. There's a lot of hype. People want to get informed about what's going to happen. They want to see what's upcoming before everybody else, especially people can't wait as much anymore. Look at Amazon Prime and stuff. They have a very hard time waiting. It's like patience is not a virtue that a lot of people excel in, especially nowadays. People want things fast. People want things now. And a lot of people want to see how the character look like, how they, you know, what are the animations are, etc., etc. What are their kits, etc. I'm not sure about the kits, though. I know the gameplay is floating around. If you enjoy this type of content, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to not miss any updates.
I guess I better go subscribe to VXV Gacha.
Now, if we go over here, for example, pages like Wuthering Universe, you will notice that they're already starting to share the leak gameplay. All right. Now, once again, I'm not sure about the kit, but I'm pretty sure if they have the gameplay, they probably have the kit as well. And the reason why, of course, Wuthering Universe is going to share this, because if we go over here, Wuthering Universe is a dedicated Woo page. And the nature of the internet, unfortunately, especially if you're a creator online, is you have to be first. You have to share the thing that is most talked about, that is the most hype right now. You don't have to cover everything, of course, because, well, technically you can't, unless you're a page, because like it's easy to share and stuff. If you're making videos, you can't, like, you have to pick your poison. But the reality is, Wuthering Universe or pages like this that are just dedicated to Wuwa will have to cover this, of course, or at least to a good extent. So, like, for example, these that are anonymous, that do not want any future sponsorships with the video games themselves, are going to profiteer the sentiments and the news off the video games to push their own stuff. So I don't personally cover leaks because my hopes is to one day have sponsorships with the video games I play, the companies of the video games I play. That is a hope of mine. But you ever see me cover leaks, I probably gave up on that idea. And so also another reason why even my damn self is up right now, shit-faced, not enough sleep, still haven't had breakfast, didn't even drink enough water yet, and I'm recording this, is the reason why is obviously because I have to be first. I have to be one of the first people to at least talk about this topic, or else I am left behind. This is the nature of the game that I'm in right now as a creator. This is the nature of the game someone like a Woo Universe is in. That's just the way things are. Now, of course, the reality is I have a lot to gain by sharing the gameplay my damn self. I mean, if you look at the numbers this league gameplay is doing, I'll be honest, I've seen it yesterday night before bed, but I just didn't want to talk about it. But now that I've seen like it just exploded and people are talking about how bad it is for ruining the collab, I just want to step in and say, no, it's not ruining the collab. Yes, it is a hit in terms of hype. It is a breach of trust for Kuro, that's for sure. But the reality is, I feel like you just get to have a sneak peek, but you still want to experience the collab. You still want to experience the character yourself. Like, let's not sit here and pretend this is the end-all be-all. If anything, this shouldn't have happened, absolutely. But the reality is, even if it did happen, it's a small hit to hype, but it's not that big of a deal. The reason why I also wanted to cover this is because I have seen Gacha make reply to this tweet right here. Kuro Games, if CD leaks the gameplay instead of CD Projekt Red, PlayStation, Epic Games, Edge Runners, etc., you guys really messed up really bad on your marketing team. Should be revamped completely. People are putting blame in Kuro Games, and Gacha Smack replies with the following: in my opinion, it's not as simple as pinning the blame entirely on Kuro, especially considering their strong track record of keeping flagship characters under wraps until official reveals, which is the case, by the way, especially like the Cyberpunk. I mean, Cyberpunk collab is 3 weeks away, and we finally started seeing the characters. Like they kind of managed to keep it tight knit, all right? Because like you can already see what the characters are going to be in 3.5 if you want to, right? And but you can't. But you couldn't see that for Cyberpunk. So, like they did as best as they could to keep it tight knit, grasp on them and keep them hidden. But unfortunately, cat's out of the bag now. The issue likely stems from the complexities of a major partnership. Collaborations like this increase leak risks simply due to the volume of shared info and the number of parties involved. For example, Kuro has to regularly share test server data with CD Projekt Red for asset, i.e. character models. That's true. Like they have to keep sharing information between each other, so which means the leak can either come from Kuro or from the other side. So yeah, and maybe the leak happened because of this is the gameplay. Well, technically no, because the leak has like 3 characters, a whole team. So that tells me it's more of a beta tester than an official leak. Because official leaks, if you remember, they typically have the character solo. It's just the character itself sitting there in the middle of nowhere, just doing stuff. So yeah, I don't think that's a planned official. Because I was thinking like it could have been a planned official leak that got leaked, but no, this is obviously a beta tester that leaked everything. They're also working closely with Studio Trigger on the animation side, as well as the legal team handling IP rights. So there's a few, there's far more hands on deck than usual, with sensitive data being passed around a lot more frequently across multiple teams and external partners. On top of that, CD Projekt Red isn't accustomed to the fast-paced world of gacha games. There's strict patch schedules, constant updates, or the threat of data miners and leakers in these parts. That's very true. It's entire. I can't wait for The Witcher 4, by the way. And yeah, you're not gonna hear about The Witcher 4 unless they tell you so, because they don't have much beta testers and shit like that. So yeah, and also because of the live service model that what Gacha is trying to say is because of the live service model that these gacha games typically have, unfortunately, there's a lot of incentive of there's a lot more people just sitting here waiting and are actively trying to get access to beta tests so that they can be able to leak stuff. Like people are literally risking jail time, because if you don't know, like leaking stuff can get you in serious legal issues with the company that you're beta testing for. So yeah, like they're risking it for the sake of getting that, let's just say, sweet nectar of validation for sharing stuff, which I mean, let's face it, I can appreciate leakers as a consumer. I do, because especially due to the nature of these games, I always like to look ahead, so to plan better, especially because I have limited resources. That's the whole point. Resource management is how you should best approach these games. But I'm not saying it's right. It's not right, especially for a big event like this one. It really hurts Kuro's bottom line. If I was Kuro, I'd be very upset. It's entirely possible the breach originated on their end, to be honest. At the end of the day, these variables multiply the chances of leak significantly. It is what it is, which is absolutely true. And we also have a video from Gacha Smack. He's already covering this. I would love to see what he has to say about this. Gacha Smack, if you guys don't know, is very well informed in topics like this. So, like, without further ado, let's hear what our good old 5-star VXV has to say.
For the very first time, Kuro Games took a major L with their leaks. They finally got outplayed by unofficial leakers. If you haven't heard already, Cyberpunk Edge Runners is all over Twitter. It's all over YouTube. It's all.
I think they got outplayed. It's just a breach of trust. That's what I think happened. Because you gotta trust someone to beta test your shit. And that someone was like, this is probably as big of a leak I can do. Fuck it, I'm leaking. It's probably what happens. Someone that's hollow, doesn't have enough validation in their life, isn't confident in their skin. Yeah, that's basically what happened. I'm pretty damn sure.
Over social media by this point. Lucy and Rebecca gameplay, idols, combat animations, voice lines, you name it, it's all out there. No, yep. I haven't watched it yet. I've been seeing it on Twitter. I'll see it and I'll just continue scrolling.
That's what I did. That's what I did. I've seen a little bit of Rebecca shooting and I was like, oh, scroll. Anyway, just another leak. But I forgot the importance of how, you know, this is a collab. Like, Kuro should keep a tight knit grip on it, but it slipped.
I'm really one of those people who genuinely doesn't like watching it ahead of time because it F's up my reaction when it does officially happen. Plus, yeah. I do genuinely like to just watch it on the spot. I don't know why. I enjoy doing it. But I want to talk to you guys about how did this go wrong? Because Kuro Games has a well-documented reputation for keeping a tight lid on it, for being completely confidential with their flagship characters in particular. Characters like Kartathea, like Ameth, like Hiyuki, like Augusta, and Yuno. All of these characters have been officially leaked by Kuro Games, outbeating and outplaying unofficial leakers.
I don't know why they haven't done. The only explanation as to why is Denia. Like, they don't want to take away from Denia. That's the only logical explanation. It doesn't make any sense to me why they wouldn't go the official leak route again, which is something that I feel like was very welcome by the community, especially when it's shared by big brands in the gaming sphere, big names in the gaming sphere especially. So yeah, because let's face it, if you were to show the gameplay and stuff, a lot of people go, oh yeah, I'm picking that one. I'm not picking Denia at all. Because don't forget, there's also Lucilla there, but I don't think people care about Lucilla as much as they care about the Cyberpunk characters. I
did bring up some of the stuff just so you guys could see some of the newer people who may not know the dynamic of how this stuff functions. Jeff Keighley leaked Ameth with 5.7K bookmarks, 4 million views. That's official right. Leak approved by Kuro Games. Kartathea, which was the very first character I believe they started doing this with to beat leakers, got 7.9 million views. Holy hell, that was a lot more hype back then, huh? 7.9 million views. Again, leaked by Jeff Keighley. But then the Hiyuki leak was Xbox. But then we also had Augusta and Yuno, and I always forget, I think it was IGN. IGN, I believe, leaked Augusta and Yuno. All of these were official leaks, curated and approved by Kuro Games. Now, what is the benefit of this? Why is it important for companies to control when the leak drop occurs? One of the primary reasons is hype and FOMO. All right, that is the reality of controlling the leak. You get to control when the hype happens, all in unison and synchronization across the world. Everybody's talking about your collab. It's a fat, massive algorithmic boost as well. And so it has the highest form of efficacy for marketing. When
and especially you don't let it die down, because if it happens early, hype now will start to die down. So by the time this stuff releases, people aren't into that high level of hype. And the reason why companies want you in that high level of hype, because you are more inclined to spend more while you are in that high state. It's kind of like a bit of psychological manipulation, let's call it for what it is, but we're just explaining why companies go to do about that. It's basically to maximize the odds of you wanting to spend in the stuff they're trying to sell you. That's the main reason why.
Everybody is talking about your game all at once versus people talking about it in fragmented ways across weeks. Guess what's going to be the better alternative? It's going to be when everybody's talking about it at once. That means it's going to shoot it to the moon in the algorithm. And so there's a lot more concentrated pressure in terms of hype, excitement, and FOMO when it's all done at once. However, when the unofficial leakers get it out, that kills the hype, that kills the FOMO a lot, not entirely, but a lot. A lot more people are able to prepare. Also, Denia's gameplay reveal. You know how they have two different trailers for the characters that they promote? They have the gameplay trailer and then they have the actual cinema trailer. Her gameplay trailer dropped today. Guess what? I guarantee you a lot of people who probably would have been more excited saw those collab leaks and they're like, who cares about Denia? Now, I know some of y'all are still going to pull on Denia, but a lot of people, the reality of it is, in mass and large, a lot of people don't give a damn about Denia after seeing those Lucy and Rebecca leaks, right? And so there's a lot of drawback.
Shit, I would even argue that even drip marketing gets in the way of the second character. Like, that's just me. I'll be honest, man. Like for Denia, okay, for example, like in NTE, there's Hattori, and I had a lot of people in the comments tell me I'm skipping Hattori for Lacrimosa. I don't give a damn about no Hattori. I want Lacrimosa now. And the reason why they're saying that is obviously because they know for a fact she's been drip marketed, she's coming in 1.1, they have a choice to make, and they chose Lacrimosa over Hattori. That's also something to showcase just how powerful knowing information ahead of time and seeing things ahead of time can change how people may approach getting units and getting products.
Just in terms from the suits, I don't give a damn about them losing money. It doesn't affect me any, and I'm not a Kuro bot. But from a business perspective,
God damn it, he didn't say kudu bash. That's how you say it, Smack. For fuck's sake.
if the suits are taking a fat L in this regard. But what I do care about is CD Project Red. The people.
Screw the rich. Yeah, even the rich, screw the rich. I'm playing. It's not about Smack. I'm just, you see this a lot. Like, I heard recently Zendaya didn't go to like meetup gala or this rich people event because it's sponsored by Jeff Bezos, and it's like she's trying to like say that I'm not gonna attend because of how how Amazon treats its workers and stuff. Like, she's trying to virtue signal and shit, and I'm just there like, bitch, ain't you a multi-millionaire your damn self? Like, you're trying to act like you're don't want to support these practices and shit, even though you got sponsored by Louis Vuitton to pose for an ad, and Louis Vuitton is also has been shown to do animal cruelty for their stuff, like to make the bags and everything. So it's like, why are you like, what are we doing out here? Like, stop trying to virtue signal like it's fucking the rich when you're the rich. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why. Like, there's just because I just seen it this morning and it just crossed my mind again. It's like every time I see people like going against the suits, I have to look at the person going against the suits. And Smack, at least, is like a normal average citizen. It's like, he has some success here and there, but all in all, like, he's like middle class tops.
People behind the Cyberpunk Edge Runners team, these guys, along with Kuro Games, and don't get me wrong, I love Kuro Games as well. They have been working on this collab for an entire year. A lot of resources have been poured into this, a lot of attention, hands on deck, work, effort, all of it, you name it, blood, sweat, and tears has been poured into this collab. So I can guarantee you they are not happy about these unofficial leaks.
That's right. They're losing sleep and stressing like me, man. Hey, I know now for a fact that it's not just me. Yes, that's crab mentality. Sue me.
In terms of you being a consumer, though, I don't think you should feel bad for consuming the leaks. Now, if you're just a massive supporter for Kuro Games and you just want to reserve the time for when it's officially leaked, I completely respect that too. But I don't think anybody should be jumping down all these other people's throats for just being what consumers should be, which is consuming content. At the end of the day, it's not on anybody's table or responsibilities to not watch leaked content. It's leaked, it's out, it's the cat's out of the bag. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the only people that have an incentive for not watching leaks is like creators like me, Smack, because we have an incentive of dodging it to not ruin potential future sponsorships with video games / to keep authenticity towards us reacting to that type of content. It's the only reason why we're not watching it. The reality is, if we didn't have those incentives, we'd be watching that and sharing that shit too.
I mean, me personally, I'd like to wait for when it's officially revealed. But why did this happen? How did this happen? As you guys may or may not know, I am a notepad god.
So my theory, like I said before, we had a beta tester that was like, you know what? This is as big of a leak I can ever do. I'm leaking this shit. I'm profiteering off this shit. This is as big as Woo can get. I'm selling at the peak of the chart. That's what I think.
Put down some notepad.
This is him maximizing the efficiency of his position and his willingness to leak shit. This is his peak and as much as he can get out of it. That's my theory.
Stuff because I wanted to talk about this. It's not that like Kuro suddenly got sloppy on their end. It's the nature of partnerships. And that's when we can come up here. There's a lot more hands on deck, right? You got Kuro plus CD Projekt Red plus the animation studio Trigger. These are now 3 different teams when in reality, or, originally it's just Kuro Games in their internal workings. Then you got localization. Then you got the legal team for the IP rights because see, these are teams that typically aren't in the picture. They're in the picture now because of the collaboration.
Okay, so that reminds me of what he said on Twitter. I think this is exactly what he said on Twitter. Which, there's a lot more teams involved. Therefore, it could have leaked from any one side. but only I think a beta tester can share what I've seen, because I see the 3 characters, I see the character in the field. That obviously wasn't supposed to be an official leak that these teams would be sharing between each other, in my opinion. So it makes a lot more sense to me that this is just it's a beta tester that's just willing to just, sell out, is what I think. He's trying to take full advantage of his position while hype is probably at its peak in Wuthering Waves.
And then you got marketing partners, etc. Each of these variables adds points where files can slip out or get compromised.
Absolutely.
So I don't think it's a matter of Kuro Games effed up. It's a matter of the nature of partnerships increasing so many more variables to make that data accessible to data miners or external variables, or just people just effing up on the inside. You have test builds that have to get shared for approval. You have asset reviews, you have trailer editing, etc. Again, these are things that normally are kept internally with Kuro Games that are now getting shared externally for approval to CD Projekt team.
Yeah, he has a point, because I've seen the models and that type of let's just say leaks. It typically is it's not like a beta tester. A beta tester is not going to have access to that. It's obviously another type of leak from something like this. So it truly enforces what he's trying to push here 100%. So like it could be not just a beta tester, but also others that maybe have followed up attack on this, or maybe it's the beta tester that followed up attack on them sharing the models and everything. So like we don't know, or maybe it's like one person being able to do both. I'm not too sure, but obviously it could be actually more than one leaker is what I'm trying to say.
Project Red. That whole fucking name just confuses me. You have collab assets, right? Character models, animations, voice lines, story integration. They aren't purely internal anymore. You have CDPR, I did the tongue twister every time. Project Red, which say Project Red has their own security and approval chains, which aren't tuned to Kuro's gacha leak prevention rhythm. I would like to add, in addition to this, Project Red also isn't used to sticking and adhering to a gacha patch scheduling, right? So that's another thing that they kind of have to figure out. It's kind of like you're in the kitchen with another cook and you have your ingredients you're used to using, but now you have to use their ingredients and still try to achieve the same result. It's
the same. You're using the same tools, to be specific. I think tool is a better analogy.
It's probably going to be infinitely harder to do, and there's going to be like some unperceived outcomes. And unfortunately, that outcome was the unofficial leaks by the leakers. And so I kind of wanted to make this video to talk with you guys about it and let me know your thoughts on it all. Once again, I am not here to like defend Kuro Games. I do have some empathy for Project Red because, like I said, I take into consideration they've been working on this collab for an entire goddamn year. A lot of effort's been poured into it. I do want it to succeed. I genuinely do. Typically, I don't really care about companies' success or not. I just care about my consumer experience. But in this regard, I genuinely want this collab to be a massive success. Thankfully, it doesn't matter if it got leaked ahead of time. It's going to be a massive success regardless. It is. It's going to be a massive success regardless because
it's a small hit. Like it's like we took a 10% amount of damage. We were at 100%. We're now at 90%. That well.
Project or Cyberpunk Edge Runners is just a huge IP that a lot of people love. Kuro Games is probably debatably the most beloved company in the gacha space, honestly. I mean, obviously, you've got HoYoverse, right? You got HoYoverse and the whole fandom. But Kuro Games has a track record of constantly improving their game, of their story getting better, of their characters, combat system being...
We just want more freebies and no more 50-50. We'd be... we're set.
Immaculate. A lot of people praise it, not even just in the gacha space, but outside of the gacha space. So this collab is still going to be a monumental success.
Oh, and skins. A lot more skins now.
But I will say, when leaks get exposed much earlier than anticipated, it does take away from that hype. In a good way, in a good sense, it takes away from FOMO too, giving people a more prudent, less impulsive mentality when it comes to pulling on characters and such. I do think Denia got cooked now that it got leaked on Denia's gameplay day. I actually would genuinely like to know.
Yeah, definitely. I think Denia took like a 40% damage. She was at 100%. She's now at like 60%, because the first 20% was the drip marketing and the reveal of the collab before she came out, and now with the leaks, that's another 20%. If not, you know what, maybe I'll take even a 50%. God damn, poor Denia. But you know what, we are pulling. I mean, she gave us all that moaning in her boss fight. The least we can do if a girl is gonna put on that much of a show is to at least pull on her. All right, I mean, for crying out loud.
Normally I wouldn't ask this, but I would like to know. Comment down below. I'm not stalling. I'm being dead ass right now. Those of you who have seen the leaks, what are your thoughts about them, Lucy and Rebecca? Comment down below. Try not to spoil, please. Try not to.
How the fuck am I supposed to do that? Oh, you know what? It's peak, or Oh, it's whatever. All right, so you just give your impression, but you don't say when she does this or when she does that. Okay, great. I guess that's what he's. You know what? You can do it like that. Never mind.
Boyle, what I mean by that is, are you happy with what you saw? That's what I would like to know. Are you happy with what you saw? And who did you like better than the other character? Please, with the respect, if you are going to try and spoil, bro, just put a disclaimer before and then do the space thing all the way down. Yeah. I would prefer you not to, but I know some of y'all are just impulsive and unbelievably excited. I just want to know though what you guys are thinking. I haven't watched it. I will not watch it until it's officially leaked by Kuro themselves. Which, by the way, another tangent I want to go on. I don't think they're going to leak it anytime soon. I do think that the unofficial leaks have put a massive crook in their plans.
I think it's the opposite. I mean, why not just do it in the official Twitter page? You know what I mean? What they're gonna do is probably Denia release day, 2-3 days after. I would probably see official leaks happen like in a week from now. I can see that happening.
They might be like kind of panicking right now and stressing out about it. I don't know, because maybe they're still tying up some loose ends and shit, and, you know, and polishing things out. Maybe the team that's currently working on getting Lucy and Rebecca prepared are stressed out about public opinion and perception of it a little bit earlier than anticipated. Who knows? But what I will say is I don't think they're going to leak it in the next day or two because they're still trying to promote Denia. Like Denia's trailer and her being sold hasn't even been released yet. And so if they were to show that shit officially.
Oh man, they must hate this leaker so bad. Oh, if I was Kuro, I would do everything in my power to find this rat. Oh, I'd be so mad. I'd be so mad, man.
That would just kind of like put a nook in those plans. You know what I mean? Again, speaking purely from a corporate perspective, I don't think that's a smart move. Now, the cat's already out of the bag, though, at the same time. So it might be like fuck it, bro. Let's just put it out there anyways. I don't know where their headspace is in it. If I was a guessing man, I would say you still won't see these collab character leaks. Probably within a week after Denia's release. Like after Denia is officially playable, probably give it another week after that, and then you'll actually see some collab gameplay. That's my guess. I don't know. But y'all comment down below. Let me know what you think. It is a travesty, but hey, it is what it is, man. This type of shit happens. I do think, I know I keep, I was supposed to end the video 2 minutes ago. I do think it's a shame because I would argue it would have been better for this unofficial leak to happen with Hiyuki and Denia than for it to happen with Lucy and Rebecca. The fact that it happened with the collab characters is like,
I know.
Well, it is what it is, boys.
Hey, but at least the consumer and the fans are eating well. Yep. It is what it is. Well, here we are. I mean, it's going to be what it's going to be. I guess we just have to, you know, they made the bed and we're going to sleep in it. I feel like as consumers, we're eating good. If you're Kuro, you're not. It definitely scares people off with the security breaches and stuff like this. I mean, look at DNA. Like, as soon as there's like a security breach, the bigger the worse it is, because people just drop you completely. And for stuff like this, it makes let's just say people feel like they're not in the most competent of hands, and that can, let's just say, sway away certain consumers, which is understandable. That's why companies need to make sure they're always on point when it comes to their stuff. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Personally, I'm kind of like on the same board with Smack. Like, I'll just wait for the official release and then I'll look at it. I'm fine. Like, I'll get Denia, start preparing for them when they come out. Before they come out, sorry, to get as much pulls as I can. And I'm just trying to get as much funds in NTE so I can explore and do more crap. So it's like I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we're chilling. We have a lot going on in the space. We're eating good. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Peace and you.